Alright, so as you've no doubt heard at this point, Halq is going to be leaving the game by September 30th. He's going to be pretty much banned from ranked and just standard builds. So the cool thing is, for Spiral, that is actually really fun and really interesting. It promotes healthy deck building, and it basically makes it so people find other things to play besides Halq. And for us, it actually doesn't affect us all that much. Sure, we can't go into like a shit ton of synchros anymore. However, we still have a lot to fall back on our pretty much link building and pretty much just getting any material on the field. We have absolutely no problem finding alternate boards, and even now you could say Spiral is going to be one of the stronger combo decks in the game post Halq, because we are just able to put out so much material regardless. So now's an exciting time to play Spiral, especially with 2 Quik-Fix. If you're considering it, it's a really cool time to pick it up. So in this case, I will be showcasing a few different combo lines. It's for different variants that have existed in the past and variants that people are building now. Right now, for this video, I'm only going to be going over going first combos, but however, you can play going second pretty reliably in this meta now, especially with 2 Pank and 2 Red Reboot. I still wouldn't run 2 Red Reboot, but you know, it's something to consider if you'd like to play going second Spiral, because that's also very good. In this case, however, for this video, I'm going to be going over probably like 5 or 6 variants. Primarily, I'm going to be going over the Simorgh one, which has existed for a while, the new Auroradon combos, Trigate, which is pretty much kind of the classic one, right? You can play Buster Locks, and I'm going to be going over a Naturia build with that. You can also play a Charles build off of that as well, and I'll be going over that too, off of using Isolde as your kind of like cheap knockoff Halq for the meantime. And of course, I'm also going to be going over an Orcust combo if you'd like to splash in some Orcust. And finally, I'm also working on a Tomahawk build, which at the time I'm kind of like debating on whether or not I should put it here or not, so I guess we'll just see later on. But also, I will be posting a deck list in the description, since I don't really like to post deck lists on the video in case they become outdated. Just like the Halq video that I posted last week, it just became outdated in like 8 hours. So definitely, if you're interested in playing Spiral, now's the time. So that being said, I'm going to be going over a few combo lines, and it'll be just for Magicians Souls and Quik-Fix, since I just want to keep it nice and condensed. But if you have any other questions on how to go into the other combos, please let me know. Alright, that being said, let's move on to the combos. Alright, so for our first combo showcase, I'm going to be going over the Magicians Souls and Quik-Fix combo, and this one's going to be for the Simorgh variant. So the cool thing about this variant, if you're interested in playing it, is that if you already are familiar or own like a Flu or Lyralust deck, you're probably going to have a lot of these extra deck cards, as well as like the tech cards. So you're going to have like your Apex Avian, you're probably going to have Simorgh, you may have a Lyralust rank 1 Xyz that you can use, whether it's Recital or Assembled Nightingale, and so you're able to do that. If you choose to use Union Carrier in this deck, you can also have Infinite Negates by Union Carrying Thunderbird, and then just getting Infinite Negates off of that and Apex Avian. You can also go a Griffin line, which is what I'm going to be showing you right now, where you can go ahead and set Harpy's Featherstorm, or Anti-Spell, a pointer, whatever you seem fit. In this case, I'm just going to demonstrate with Harpy's Featherstorm, because I think it's kind of like a fun gimmick, really. So we're just going to be going over that right now. We're going to do Magician Souls and Quik-Fix, as I mentioned earlier, so we're just going to special summon Magician Souls to the field. Alright, we're going to send Master Plan to the graveyard, and we're going to just put it right here. Let's go ahead and normal summon Quik-Fix. Quik-Fix is going to search you a big red, and with that big red, you're going to activate it. You're going to special summon Master Plan from the graveyard. Alright, once Master Plan hits the field, just go ahead and search your first rescue. You're going to send that and big red off of the effect of Magician's Souls. Right, and you're going to end up drawing 2. So in this case, because I like to chain block Master Plan's effect, I'm going to go straight into Barricade Board Blocker. However, you can also choose to go the Helix route if you'd like to play it a little more bravely and get another Appaloosa mat. But since I like to play it safe, I'm just going to go into Linkuriboh with Magician's Souls, since we don't play Dullahan in this variant. Alright, we're going to go ahead and make Barricade Board Blocker off of Master Plan and Linkuriboh, and since I drew an extra rescue, I'm going to go ahead and send it. However, you can send any card of your choice. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and chainlink 1 Master Plan, and then we're going to chainlink 2 Barricade Board Blocker. We're going to send that Spiral Mission Rescue. Okay, so that being said, we're going to let the chain resolve, and we're going to let Master Plan initiate her search. She's going to search you Spiral Sleeper in this case, and we're also going to get a Spiral Resort. And with that resort, I'm going to search Super Agent. Alright, so now that we have that, let's just go ahead and get started. With Super Agent and Sleeper in your hand, we're going to special summon Master Plan off of the effect of a rescue that we sent. Okay, and Master Plan's going to hit the field. Alright, we're going to search Spiral Mission Assault off of this second loop. Alright, and we're going to go into Double Helix using Quik-Fix and Master Plan. Alright. So we're going to special summon Quick to the field. We're going to send that Spiral Mission Assault. Just go ahead and put Quick over here. And now that he's here, just go ahead and search out Drone if you don't already have it. Okay, we're going to special summon Drone to the field off of using Assault. Okay, and once Drone hits the field, just go ahead and set the top 3 cards of your opponent's deck as well. So in this case, let's go to Trap spell. Alright, we're going to go into Assembled Nightingale or Recital if you have Recital. Okay, and just go ahead and activate Helix's effect. Helix is going to call Trap since the top card was a trap. Alright, and we're going to special summon the second Master Plan. Right, Master Plan is going to activate. Go ahead and search your final rescue mission, or your second Spiral rescue mission. I drew both earlier, so it would be your second rescue in this situation. Go ahead and detach Fix. Alright, and you're going to activate Quik-Fix again, and this time you're going to send another Spiral mission. Okay. Alright, so at this point, just go ahead and search whatever you're missing. Usually it's a last resort at this point. Okay, and just go ahead and tribute Fix out with Link Haribo that's in your graveyard. Okay, so you're going to go ahead and swap it out. Quik-Fix is going to get banished. And now with 3 dark mats, you're going to go into Curious. Okay, once Curious is on the field, go ahead and put it right here next to Helix. Alright, Curious is going to send your Harpy's Featherstorm. And here it is. And in addition, Curious is going to send another 3. And I do have Foolish Burial Goods in this particular combo deck, in this particular deck, because I sometimes don't like to go into Curious. So what I would have done realistically is I would have used Foolish Burial Goods to send that down. But either way, for the demo, we're just going to go ahead and use Curious. Go ahead and mill the other 3 off of Curious's effect. Alright, and now you can go into Simorgh. You're going to use Double Helix, and you're going to use the 1-winged beast monster, your Lurelesque Assembled Nightingale or Recital. Alright, and you're going to go to Simorgh and this other monster zone. Okay, perfect. So now what you're going to do is you're going to special summon Super Agent to the field. And I believe it was a trap this time around. Okay, and in this case, you're going to also go into your Codebreaker line here. So just go ahead and go with these 2. Okay, Codebreaker by our Swordsman is going to go into your 0 day. Right, and then you're going to go into Berserker off of these 2 as well. Alright. And then you're going to go into your 0 day. Go ahead and put your 0 day here. And then I like to put my Swordsman over here. Alright, so from this point forward, if you normally in most cases you would have a Spiral mission rescue here if you hadn't drawn it off like I did, and you would need that to further your combo. So you'd go into Griffin. Alright. And using those 2, you're going to put Griffin here in the middle monster zone. Griffin would normally send your rescue mission, but since we don't have one anymore, I'm just going to send the Foolish Burial Goods in its place for now. And then you get to search your Harpy's Featherstorm, which is perfect. You can go ahead and use your Spiral Mission Rescue. And at this point, you can bring back Double Helix. Double Helix is going to go into Appaloosa with that and Codebreaker via Swordsman. Okay, so just go ahead and put it anywhere. Okay, you're going to set your Harpy's Featherstorm, and then after that you can go into Appaloosa, and you can do that off of these 2. And remember, because Griffin is a floodgate that basically skill drains everything except what it is linked to, just go ahead and make sure that every monster that you put is somehow linked to each other. So Appaloosa would be linked to Simorgh, Griffin is linked to Simorgh, and later on when you put Sleeper on the field and you put Apex Avian on the field, you're going to find that they're also going to be linked. So go ahead and put Spiral Sleeper here because Apex Avian has to be put here in most cases. And also, well, it doesn't have to be, but it does gain the protection from Simorgh if you put it here. So just go ahead and banish 3. Okay, and then you can just put your last resort anywhere. And also remember that when you are playing Apex Avian, just make sure you have at least 7 open monster zones on the field, or otherwise it won't special summon. So because Apex Avian's level 7, you have 5 monster zones over here, and then you have to have at least 2 open over here. So just go ahead and keep that in mind. So because Apex Avian special summons itself in the end phase, at this point you're pretty much done. Just go ahead and wrap it up. Okay, and then you're going to activate Simorgh's effect. Simorgh is going to special summon the Apex Avian from your deck or hand. In this case, we already had it in our hand, so it's perfect. We're just going to put it right here. Alright, and that's pretty much what your board is going to look like. You have a Harpy's Featherstorm as a floodgate, so let's say you do get dropleted or whatever, you at least have Harpy's Featherstorm to stop your opponent from doing any further plays as long as Simorgh is on the field or as long as Apex Avian is on the field. And then, you know, provided they don't wipe out that card, you're good. Alright, and then you also have Simorgh that is pretty much stopping your opponent from getting any link zones off of Nightmare Griffin. So unless you get Kaiju'd, really, I feel like Kaiju'd or Lava Golem, this is a pretty solid board. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much it for one of the Simorgh variants. Alright, so for this next variant, I'm going to be going over to the Magicians Souls and Quik-Fix combo, and this one's going to be for the Trigate builds. So if you're at all new to this deck, the Trigate build is one you've probably looked into at least once. It is by far the cheapest option. A lot of the extra deck is SR, including your Omni Negate in Trigate Wizard. However, it is particularly weak to Kaiju and board breakers, more so than any other build, because it's very easy to basically turn off your Omni Negate by Kaijuing out any part of your co-link. So what we're doing for this particular build is, instead of ending on Trigate, Nightmares, and Appaloosa, what we're going to do is we're going to try ending on a Buster Lock as well as back row protection. And you can argue that maybe one way is better than the other, so definitely if you would like to change your Trigate build, go ahead and just switch it out for any other end board monster you'd like, and after that, you can vary it up according to your taste. However, this is going to be the combo tutorial for it, so I'll just kind of go over how to Buster Lock with this build. Alright, so starting off, we do have Quik-Fix and Magician's Souls already off the draw, so let's just go ahead and special summon Souls to the field. We're going to do so off of sending Master Plan to the graveyard, and now we can normal summon Quik. Quik is going to search you the big red you need in order to res Master Plan. Alright, and what we're going to do now is we're going to do just that. We're going to activate Big Red, res Master Plan, and Master Plan is going to search us our very first rescue mission. And now, because our board ends in Barricade Board Blocker, we don't want to use them right now for the drop, so we're going to have to either run 2 Barricade Board Blockers in our deck, or just risk having double Helix on the field first, and then just having Master Plan resolve in the graveyard without any chain block. So in this case, for this tutorial, I'll do just that. We're going to send Big Red and a Spiral Mission Rescue, the one that we just got off plan, and we're going to draw 2 cards. Alright, great. So now what you're going to do is you're going to go into Double Helix, you're going to use Master Plan and Quik-Fix, and you're going to put him right here. Alright, perfect. Master Plan is going to activate in the graveyard, so just go ahead and initiate your search for all the monsters that you need. In this case, we already drew Super Agent off of the draw 2, so we'll just use the Spiral Resort to either search a Spiral Gear or search Tough. So since Quik-Fix is pretty much in a good spot, he's going to search everything I need for me, I'll just search Tough. Alright, and now we can activate Master Plan in the graveyard. We're going to activate that Spiral Mission Rescue. We're going to banish it as cost to Spiral Mission Rescue Master Plan. Right, and Master Plan is going to search you a Spiral Mission Assault. Alright, at this point you're going to activate Quik, you're going to send that Spiral Mission Assault that you just got off of Master Plan, and you're going to special summon him right here. Alright, go ahead and activate his effect. We're going to search a Spiral Mission Drone, or Spiral Gear Drone, and we're going to finally use that Spiral Mission Assault to activate its effect and special drone to the field. Alright, drones hit the field. Let's just go ahead and set the top 3. We'll go monster spell. And of course, at this point, before you go into anything, just go ahead and use Quik-Fix and Magicians Souls, and we're going to go into Ghost Trick Dullahan. Alright, perfect. And now we're going to call the card off of Double Helix. We're going to call Monster. And we're going to special summon another Master Plan. Now, if you're like on a really good start and you have a ton of rescues in the graveyard, then you can always special summon another Quik for more material. But since we really are hungry for those, we'll just go ahead and special plan. Alright, Master Plan is going to activate, and just go ahead and search another Spiral Mission Rescue off of her. Alright, and we're going to activate Dullahan. We're going to send Quik-Fix and just target any monster of your choice for the effect. Quik-Fix is going to special himself again. You're going to send that other Spiral Mission Rescue. Alright, we're going to search Last Resort off of the last search. Alright, and usually in this situation, if you had a combined total of 3 or more spells combined in your field and graveyard, you could go into Selene. But there are times like this where you just won't have enough, so we won't be able to get our last Spiral Mission off of a free search of Selene. So what we're going to do instead is we're just going to go hop straight into our board building stage. Alright. So what we're going to do is I'm going to start by just clearing up some space here. Let's just go ahead and use Drone and Quick, and we're going to go into Union Carrier. Or actually, sorry, in this case, because of our link zones, we're not able to do that. So let's just go ahead and go into Appaloosa then. We're going to go ahead and use Double Helix. We're going to use one of our Master Plans, and let's use Drone. And the reason I'm going to do that is because we're going to use Super Agent as our other monster to go into Union Carrier together with Fix. Right, perfect. And now what you're going to do is you're going to use Master Plan and Dullahan. We're going to go into... Actually, no, excuse me. Let's go ahead and special summon Super Agent to the field first. And we're going to call it Monster in this case. Alright, let's do this first. Let's Union Carrier with these two. Alright, perfect. So, what we're going to do now is we're going to use the Spiral Mission Rescue here. And this is going to be our second one. We're going to use this to special summon Plan to the field again. Alright, once Plan hits the field, just go ahead and search your final Spiral Mission Rescue. And what we're going to do now is we're going to go Barricade Board Blocker, and we're going to use this Master Plan here, and we're going to use Dullahan. So the thing about Barricade Board Blockers, remember he does send one card to the graveyard, so just go ahead and send that last Spiral Mission Rescue here. Perfect. And from this point onward, you can use that Spiral Mission Rescue. We're going to use it to special summon Double Helix and finish off our Trigate Co-Link here. Alright, and just like that, just go to Trigate. And there you go, you're finished up with the Co-Link circle, or triangle here, sorry. So the cool thing is now you can just activate Union Carrier, go ahead and target Barricade Board Blocker, and you're going to go ahead and equip Dragon Buster Sword. And now you can special summon Sleeper at the cost of any 3. Alright, and then you're all set. So the thing about this is that if you did have Selene and you did have 3 spells, instead of having to use that extra rescue that we did in order to bring back Double Helix, we would have just used Selene for a free res for Master Plan. So that's something else that you can consider. And so that's why in our extra deck we like to run it, since the Trigate variant is a little bit costly on the materials. You can also run a Codebreaker package if you'd like to save on that and also expand on this Co-Link and add Firewall and Griffin if you'd like. But this is just the beginning of like a combo for a very simple Trigate variant. Alright, so hopefully that was a little helpful. Alright, so for this next combo showcase, I'm going to be going over the Magicians Souls and Quik-Fix combo, and this one is going to be for your basic Link Spiral variant. So that being said, this one doesn't end on Trigate, it just is going to end on just Link disruptions. So we're going to have Firewall as far as a free bounce, we're going to have Appaloosa for our monster negates, we're going to have Nightmare Griffin for our floodgate, and the ability to set another floodgate, or just trap of your choice depending on what you search off of Griffin, and then we have Sleeper. So The pros of this is that you really just don't run any bricks. Probably the only one you could argue is a real brick is just 0 Day, and even then he has some utility if you choose to go into Dagara's line. However, as far as that goes, the cons are also that there is no Omni Negate. Sometimes you are very weak to cards like Evenly, and because you have like just no answer to them with this particular build. However, you do have a pointer of the red lotus that you can go ahead and set off of the effect of Griffin if you run it in your deck. So that can sort of like help you see what is in your opponent's hand and also what kind of board breakers they might possess. It won't stop them from chaining droplets to you, for example, but at least you might be able to rip out their starter or just whatever more devastating board breaker like Evenly they might have in their possession. So definitely something to think about. But that being said, let's just go ahead and get started. I'm going to start in this case by searching Quik-Fix because this is a Magician Souls and Quik-Fix combo that I wanted to showcase. So we're just going to go ahead and activate Small World this time. We're going to use Master Plan as our starter since we run 2 in our deck, so it's not too bad. And in this case, I'm going to use Pinkertops as my bridge since I probably won't be using him at all for this tutorial. And we're just going to search Fix. Perfect. Alright, so once you have Magician Souls and Quik-Fix in your hand, just go ahead and special summon Souls to the field. We do have another Master Plan in our graveyard, so we're just going to go ahead and send her. Alright, and now that Magician Soul is on the field, just go ahead and normal summon Quik. Quik is going to search you the big red you need to special summon Master Plan from the graveyard. Alright, we're going to go ahead and do that right now, and we're going to put her right here in the middle monster zone. Okay, Master Plan is going to search you your first spiral mission, and in this case, let's search your rescue. We're going to send that in big red off of the effect of Magician's Souls. So let's just go ahead and do that, and we're going to draw 2, hopefully. Alright, so we just drew into a bunch of other cards, no big deal. Alright, at this point you can just go ahead and link away Magician's Souls and Master Plan. It's a barricade board blocker, and I just like to do this to chain block, so let's just go ahead and chain link 1 Master Plan and chain link 2 barricade board blocker with whatever you'd like to drop. In this case, I have a Nessie that I guess wouldn't hurt to drop, so let's just get rid of it. Alright, so that chain is going to resolve, and we're going to be able to search monsters. We're going to go ahead and search a Sleeper now, and then I'll search a Sleeper Agent off of Resort. Okay, and since I dropped a Nessie, it's going to activate, but whatever you dropped, just deal with it accordingly. Okay, I'm going to activate my second Spiral Resort. I'm going to use that to find the Super Agent that I still need. Okay, here it is. And now I'm going to special summon Master Plan from the graveyard. We're doing this in order to go into Double Helix, which will be coming up pretty soon. Just go ahead and put Master Plan anywhere and search your Spiral Mission Assault. Okay, perfect. You're going to link away Quik-Fix and Master Plan. As we mentioned previously, we're going to go into Double Helix. Alright, and Helix is going to activate shortly, but first let's just go ahead and have Quik-Fix send the assault. Alright, once Quik-Fix hits the field, he's going to search another card. This is where you're going to search that drone. Okay, and now you're going to special summon Drone off of the effect of Assault. Alright, just go ahead and put it over here. Drone is going to set the top 3 cards of our opponent's deck and just put it in whatever order you want. I decided to go Trap Spell. Okay. We're going to go into Dullahan, and now we're able to go ahead and call Trap off of the effect of Double Helix. Right, we're going to special summon Master Plan once more to the field, and you would special summon the one from deck if you still had it at this point, but since I banished it, I'm just looping the same one over and over. Okay. You can detach Dullahan once Master Plan has initiated her search. Okay, and we're going to special summon Quik once more by sending the Spiral Mission Rescue. Alright, perfect. Alright, and if there's anything else you have to still search off Quik, just go ahead and do it. Alright, so at this point, you want to go ahead and search your trap card that Griffin's going to set for you. In order to do that, you can either use Foolish Burial Goods, which is my shortcut for that in this deck. That's why I only run 1. Or you can just go ahead and go into Curious. And since the Curious line is going to be more common than you drawing into Foolish Burial Goods, I'll just demonstrate that right now. Foolish Burial Goods also does have utility as far as a card to send your rescue missions down. So in the decks that run Griffin, I like to just slot it. Okay, so let's just go ahead and go into Curious real quick off of these 3 cards. We're going to go Master Plan, Barricade Board Blocker, and Dullahan. Excuse me. Alright, and now we're going to put Curious here, right here next to Helix. Curious is going to send the trap that you have in your deck. In this case, I have a pointer, so I'm just going to send a pointer. And then Curious is going to drop another 3 as part of its own effect. We actually dropped another rescue, which is pretty nice. We won't have to go ahead and drop it off of Griffin like we normally do. Alright, but in this case, alright, let's just go ahead and activate our Spiral Mission Rescue. We're going to Special Summon Master Plan. Okay, perfect. And at this point, if you have a combined total of 3 spells in your field and graveyard, you can go ahead and Special Summon Celine. So we do have a big red, a small world, and a spiral resort. If you don't have it for whatever reason, you just climb into Appaloosa instead of going through the Celine step. Alright, so we're just going to go to Celine. We're going to use our Link 2, a double helix, and we're going to use Master Plan as well. Alright, and now we're going to put Celine here. Okay, Celine's going to get a lot of counters, and we're going to use 3 of them to Special Summon Master Plan. And if you hadn't dropped the Spiral Mission off of Curious's effect like me, you would probably be searching it out at this point with Master Plan. Alright, so now what you're going to do at this point is you're going to go into Griffin, and you're going to do that off of Curious and Quik-Fix, and you're going to put it right over here in the middle monster zone where Curious was previously. Alright. So remember what I mentioned about the rescue that you would normally have in your hand at this point? You would send it off the effect of Griffin, but since I don't happen to have it, I'm just going to send this Danger Jackalope instead. Okay, and you're going to take that a pointer that you sent previously off of, what's his name, off of Curious, and you're going to go ahead and just set it to your field. Okay. And then since I dumped a Jackalope, I'm just going to get a free body, but just kind of ignore it. I'm just going to use it as Appo fodder later. Okay. Alright, so ignoring the fact that Tsuchinoko is here, just go ahead and Special Summon Super Agent to the field, and at this point you should know what the card is. Perfect. And you're going to start going into your Codebreaker lines. So just go ahead and go into Swordsman and do that off of Master Plan and Super Agent, because you wouldn't have the Tsuchinoko here normally. Alright, you're going to go Codebreaker via Swordsman, and Swordsman is going to Special Summon Zero Day, and we're going to go and put it anywhere really at this point. Go ahead and go into Berserker at this point. Alright, Berserker is going to do the same thing. He's going to Special Summon Swordsman in Zero Day. And in this case, I like to Special Summon Zero Day here on the outside. And then I'll Special Summon Virus Swordsman over here. Perfect. Okay, so at this stage, you're able to go into Firewall. Just go into Firewall using Codebreaker Virus Berserker and Codebreaker Zero Day. Okay, great. And at this point, you're able to go into Appaloosa with Tsuchinoko, Codebreaker Virus Swordsman, and Celine for a 3-mat Appaloosa. Or if you wanted to go into IP, you would have that spare rescue here in the graveyard, and you'd go into like a Super Agent or Master Plan. You'd go into IP with that, and then just make a 2-mat Appaloosa off of Codebreaker Virus Swordsman and Celine. So that's something you can consider. If you do want to save that Spiral Mission in the graveyard, though, you totally can for the grind game or for just an interruption off Super Agent on the opponent's turn. You can do that too. I think that's the better play, really, in this situation, but depending on what you end up top decking off your opponent, maybe the IP would be better. So that's really your call. Alright, so we're going to go Codebreaker Virus Swordsman, we're going to do Danger Tsuchinoko, we're going to go Celine. Alright, and that puts us at a 3-mat Appaloosa. Okay, and at this point you can Special Summon Sleeper wherever you'd like. Just make sure that at any point here on the board that he is linked, so he doesn't get skill drained off of the effect of Griffin. So you could put him here, or you can put him here. It's really up to you. Okay, so I'm just going to banish 3 in this case. Because I did banish 1 Master Plan, I'm kind of short one, but normally I would do 2 Master Plan, 1 big red. Alright, and just like that, you have pretty much the generic link board for Spiral, and this one's pretty easy to learn. So if you're new at all to the deck and you just want to get into learning how to do link plays, I would recommend this one pretty well, as well as the Trigate variant, because they're both pretty cheap and they teach you the fundamentals of link climbing. Alright, so that's pretty much it as far as the basic link combo for Spiral. Alright, so for our next combo showcase, we're going to be going over the Magicians Souls and Quik-Fix combo, and this one's going to be for the Orcust variants of Spyral. So when you play an Orcust variant, you normally have a very small package. It just consists of Harp Horror, Symbol Skeleton, Dingirsu, Longirsu, and Galatea, as well as an Orcust Crescendo for your Omni Negate and Counter Trap. So the cool thing about this variant is that you are able to save on a lot of material because your Orcust engine kind of creates everything after the fact. Kind of like if you're familiar with the Auroradon combo, it's kind of the same in that sense that it's so self-contained that you end up saving on a lot of material for your Orcust, for your Spiral engine. As far as cons go, you do sometimes run into the bricks, sometimes you end up dumping Crescendo off Curious, and so it does kind of like force you to fetch it back using Firewall or Griffin, but for the most part it is a pretty solid contender. You do have you do have Dingirsu to protect you from destruction, you have Crescendo to protect you from droplets or dark rulers or anything like that, and on top of that you have your Spiral engine and Sleeper and so on, so it is pretty strong. So in this case we're just going to go ahead and start with our Magician Souls and Quik-Fix combo. You can use Terraforming here to search Spiral Resort, and we're just going to go ahead and do that right now. Spiral Resort is going to search us a Quik-Fix from the deck, and we're just going ahead and do that right now. Right, and so now that you have your Magician Souls and your Quik-Fix, we can get started. Let's just go ahead and special summon Magician Souls to the field. Alright, Souls is going to send Master Plan. We're going to just set it right over here. And then we're going to normal summon Quik-Fix to the field, and Quik-Fix is going to search a big red. We're going to use this big red to go ahead and fetch Master Plan. Alright, and just like before, just to ignore any of like the cards here that I had in the beginning, we're just going to consider them as blanks. This is just a 2-card combo. So we're going to special summon Master Plan to the field. Master Plan is going to search us a Spiral Mission Rescue. Alright, and then Souls is going to send that big red, and it's going to send that rescue for us as well. Alright, we end up drawing into Drone and Spiral Mission Assault, which is nice. In this case, to chain block Master Plan, we can just go ahead and do the usual. We're just going to turn Magician Souls into Link Kuriboh if you don't play Dullahan, because you're going to need it later for your Curious mat. Alright, but if you do use Dullahan, just go ahead and use Master Plan and Magician Souls and or Link Kuriboh, go into Barricade Board Blocker, and you can send any card of your choice. In this case, just to not deviate too much from the combo line, we're just going to send Spiral Mission Assault that we just drew into. Okay, so now Master Plan's effect has been chain blocked by Barricade Board Blocker. We're just going to let that resolve. Okay, and we're going to search Sleeper, and then we're going to use our second Spiral Resort. We're going to use that to search Agent. Okay, so you can just go ahead and swap that out. Now that's swapped out, you can just search Agent off of this Spiral Resort. Okay, and so at this point you should have at least one rescue in the graveyard. We're just going to activate that Spiral Mission Rescue, and we're going to special summon Master Plan to the field. Alright, Master Plan is going to search us a Spiral Mission Assault if you didn't draw it off the effect of Souls like I did, but since I already did, we're just going to search another Spiral Mission Rescue. Alright, we're going to go into Double Helix using Quik-Fix and Master Plan. Alright, there you go. And now what you're going to do is you're going to activate Quik-Fix in the graveyard. You're going to send Spiral Mission Assault. Again though, since we already did send it ourselves, we're just going to search Spiral Mission Rescue. We're going to send it rather. I'm going to put Quik-Fix right over here, and Quik-Fix is going to search you Drone in most cases. However, I already do have Drone in my hand, so let's just go ahead and search the remaining last resort that we had in our deck. Alright, we're going to activate Spiral Mission Assault, and we're going to special summon Drone to the field. Right, Drone is going to set the top 3 cards of our opponent's deck, and we're just going to put it in whatever order. We ended up with Trap Monster, and let's just go ahead and go into Dullahan using Quik-Fix and Drone now. Right, now that those two have been overlaid, you're free to activate Spiral Double Helix. He's going to call Trap since we set a trap at the top. Okay, and we're going to special summon Master Plan. Okay, Master Plan is going to search us another Spiral Mission, and Dullahan is going to detach Quik-Fix. Okay, and that's going to allow Quik-Fix to send that Spiral Mission again, and then search you anything else if you still need to. Alright, so now that we're done cycling all the Spiral Missions, getting all our Spirals in our hand and whatnot, we're going to go straight into Curious. And we're going to use 3 darks. We're going to use Barricade Board Blocker, Master Plan, and Ghost Trick Dolahan. And of course, if you are a Sylvan Princess Sprite player or you play a different rank 1 Xyz, you could just use Quick and Tribute him out for Link Haribo, make that your 3rd dark. Right? Okay, so now we're going to activate Curious's effect. Curious is going to send Harp Horror to the graveyard. Alright, and she's also going to send another 3. Alright, we just ended up dropping a bunch of other random stuff. So now that we're at this stage, you have to remember that if you are playing Orcust, you are going to get dark locked if you activate any Orcust effect. So you want to make sure that everything that you want out before you start playing your Orcusts, anything that's like not dark, is on the field before you start playing. So in this case, you can start by special summoning Sleeper or going into Apo right away. You just want to get that all out of the way right now. So let's just go ahead and activate, or sorry, go into Appaloosa with Curious and Quik-Fix here. Alright, and if you want to introduce Super Agent, make sure he gets in the graveyard, use him as a mat. You can go ahead and activate him right now. We know that the top card was a trap, so we're going to go ahead and put it right here. Alright, we're going to put him here. You can also activate Sleeper right now, and since in this case all our rescues are already in circulation, you could go ahead and banish the 2 Master Plans, but do remember that because we're under the Dark Lock, you may want to keep one in case you need material for your Orcust stuff. So in this case, I'm going to just banish 1 Master Plan, a Big Red, and a Spiral Resort. Alright, so now that Sleeper's hit the field, Super Agent has hit the field, you made an Appaloosa, so on and so forth, you're pretty much ready at this point to go into your Orcust stuff. So let's just go ahead and activate Harp Horror in the graveyard. Harp Horror is going to Dark Lock you, but he's going to special summon a Symbol Skeleton to the field. Alright, and then you can go ahead and go into Galatea with Orcust Symbol Skeleton and Super Agent. Alright, Galatea, upon hitting the field, is going to allow you to target one of your banished monsters and shuffle it back into your deck, and then you can set Crescendo. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to banish, we're just going to take back anything you want at this point. You can do Quik-Fix or you can do Harp Horror. In this case, I'll just do Quik-Fix, really, it's not a big deal. Alright, and you're going to set the Crescendo from your deck. Alright, now what you're going to do is you're going to go into Longyearsu, and you're going to use Galatea and whatever other material you have. And if you do have any material left over from your combo, like say if I use my Dangers or my Monster Reborn or even my Small World, you can also go into IP for your end board as well. You could IP away IP and then Longyearsu, or IP and Ding, depending on the situation. Right. So we're just going to go use these 2. We're going to go into Longyearsu. Okay, once Longyearsu hits the field, you can go ahead and activate Orcust Symbol Skeleton in the graveyard. Alright, that's going to bring back Galatea, and you're going to special summon it back onto the field. Alright, and at this point, you already have Longyearsu as your requirement to activate Orcust Crescendo, and you have Galatea on the field that you can go ahead and use to climb into Ding. Alright, so once Longyearsu hits the field, you can attach any banished machine monster to this card as material. So you're going to go ahead and do that, so you have 2 chances to protect yourself from destruction. Alright, you can use either of these, or you can use Quik-Fix that you had banished at an earlier point. It all just depends on what you want to do. Alright, so in this case, I'm going to do Symbol Skeleton, and that's pretty much your end board for Orcust. You end with Spiral Sleeper to pop 2, you end with Longyearsu to protect you from destruction. You can go from a 2 to 3 Matt Appaloosa, depending if you want to go board first on your combo or you want to go Helix first on your combo. And you have Longyearsu to turn on your Orcust Crescendo, which is your Omni counter trap. So as far as that goes, yep, this is pretty much your end board for the Orcust Spiral variants. Alright, so for our next combo tutorial, I'm going to be going over the Magicians Souls and Quik-Fix combo, and this one is going to be for the Auroradon variants. So the only main difference from this and how it used to be is that instead of using Halq and then either Quick or Jet Synchron to go into Dawn, we make Dawn using Barricade Board Blocker and Quik-Fix, or Barricade Board Blocker and Drone. So depending on like how your resources are looking, you'll be able to do that. And you can also end on pretty much different board monsters and what I choose to end on this demonstration. I'm just happening to use this one because it's kind of one that a lot of people are familiar with already if you are used to playing like based decks, for example, that like to go into these payoffs. So I'm just going to be quickly going over this particular build, and we're going to start as usual by special summoning Magicians Souls to the field. And as usual, we send Master Plan to the graveyard. Alright, we're going to use Spiral Resort this time around, and we're going to search Quik-Fix off of it since he's not already in our opening hand. Alright, and just like that, we're going to search Big Red off of the effect of Quik-Fix, and we're going to use that Big Red to special summon the Master Plan that we just sent to the graveyard off of Magician Souls. Alright, so now that that's all said and done, we're going to put her right here next to Quick, and we're going to activate the onboard effect to search a rescue. So the nice thing is we did have 2 rescues in our hand already, so we can send one off of the effect of Borg, and then we can just send one off of the effect of Magician Souls. So we're going to do just that. We're going to send the Big Red we're not using. We'll send one of our rescues as well. And we're going to draw 2. We ended up drawing into an Assault, so that's one less thing we have to search, and Drone, which is also one less thing we have to search. Alright, if you do not play Dullahan, just go ahead and link away Magician Souls right now. Alright, we're going to use that and Master Plan, and we're going to go into Barricade Board Blocker. And this is one of our materials that we're going to be using for Auroradon. Okay, because he's a machine and he's a link too, so that and any one of your level 1 spirals can easily go into Dawn. We're going to chain link 1 Master Plan, and we're going to chain link 2 Barricade Board Blocker. And at this point, you're not going to have the same hand as me, so you can drop anything you want that you feel is okay in the graveyard. I'm just going to drop that other mission rescue. Alright, and we're going to just carry on. Right, after that resolves, just go ahead and get your search off of Master Plan, and you're also going to get a Spiral Resort. So you can use that to search whatever remaining cards you still need, and in this case I'm going to use it to search a Super Agent since we already got Sleeper off of the Master Plan. Alright, okay, so from this point onward we're going to activate one of the Spiral missions in our graveyard. We're going to special summon Master Plan to the field. Master Plan is going to just put her anywhere really at this point. We're going to activate the search again, and if you didn't draw like I did, at this point you would search an Assault, but since I already have Assault in my hand, we're just going to search what's left. Okay, and we're going to use Quik-Fix and Master Plan. We're going to link it away into Double Helix, which is going to turn on Quik-Fix in the graveyard. Okay, so now that Helix is on the field and Quik-Fix is live, we're going to activate Quik-Fix's effect, and we're going to send that Spiral Mission Assault to the graveyard. We're going to not chain the rescue, and we're just going to put Quik-Fix over here on the far end. Quik-Fix is going to usually, in this case, search a Drone, but since I already have it here, we're just going to search whatever's missing. Alright, and we're going to activate that Spiral Mission Assault. We're going to special summon Drone to the field. Alright, and just go ahead and put it right here on the end as well. Drone is going to set the top 3 cards of our opponent's deck, and we're just going to see monster, monster, monster. Alright, and then you can overlay those 2 level 1s into whatever rank 1 XCs you use. In this case, I'm using Ghost Trick Dullahan. Alright, so now that you know what the top card is, you can just go ahead and activate a Double Helix, and we're just going to call monster as well. Alright, and we're going to special summon Master Plan. And if you didn't have Master Plan in the hand like I already did, you would just go ahead and special summon the one from the deck. But since one's already in circulation here and the other one's just stuck in my hand, we're just going to leave it there. Alright, we are going to detach Quik-Fix off of Ghost Trick Dullahan, and you can just target any monster you want. Now, this is kind of where things start to change a little bit, because normally what you would do at this point is get into 3 mats for Curious. And what you would do here is you'd use that Link Karibo that you made in the beginning for the Magician Souls and Quik-Fix combo, and you'd tribute out Quick in order to use Ghost Trick Dullahan, Master Plan, and Quik-Fix in order to go into Curious, because you want to save this Barricade Board Blocker for Auroradon. But since we already actually drew into Jet Synchron, we don't have to go into Curious. So in this particular stage, I'm just going to skip that altogether, and I'm going to use Quik-Fix to dump the Jet Synchron that we otherwise would have sent with Curious. So I'm going to go over that again really quick in case you're confused, but basically the whole point of running Curious in this deck is to send any card you need to the graveyard, so you can either special summon it from the graveyard or use whatever effect that happens upon resolution in the graveyard, whatever, so on and so forth. So usually if Jet Synchron is not in your hand, you're going to go ahead and send it off of Curious so he can special summon himself. So in this case we just skip that step since we already have it. Alright, so we're going to just special Quick here on the field, And since we already had Jet in our hand, let's just go straight into Appaloosa with the materials that we otherwise would have used for Curious. But since we're saving this right now, we're just going to go with Double Helix as our mat, Link 2 mat. We're going to use Master Plan, and we're going to use Dullahan. And with these, we're going to go in Appaloosa. Alright, so at this point, you're pretty much ready to go into Dawn. And we're going to use Quik-Fix, and we're going to use Barricade Board Blocker. Okay, and this pretty much gives you all the space you need. You have 4 spaces, 3 of which will be used up by your tokens. So we're just going to activate Mega Phantom Beast Auroradon, and we're going to make these 3 tokens. Okay. So now that they're on the field, you can go ahead and tribute out Auroradon, and you're going to use its second effect. You're going to use any one of these tokens. You're going to use Auroradon, and you're going to use that to special summon O-Lion to the field. Right, at this point, you can just go ahead and go straight into Savage with all of these tokens and O-Lion. Okay, and you can just chain link 1 Borreload Savage and chain link 2 O-Lion, and it's going to special summon another token to the field. Okay, perfect. And at this point, you can just add whatever. Normally you would add Curious, attach it to Borreload, but since we didn't go through Curious in this stage, we're just going to put Auroradon. Alright, we're going to special summon Jet Synchron now, and we were lucky enough to have a rescue sitting around, but if not, you can use like any other extra card you may have lying around, and we're just going to send that. We're going to put Jet anywhere on the field here, and you're going to use Jet and that token, you're going to go into Cupid Pitch. Alright, and now that Cupid Pitch has hit the field, it's going to activate, and what you're going to do is you're going to decrease the level of the monster. Alright, and we're going to then use a Spiral Mission Rescue, and we're going to res Master Plan. Okay, now that Master Plan has hit the field, we're going to go into Baron Fleur with a level 3 and a level 7. Okay, so Baron's hit the field, perfect. What we're going to do now is we're going to activate Cupid Pitch's effect in the graveyard. It's going to burn your opponent for 1000 damage, and it's going to add a Nemesis Corridor to our hand. Alright, now that that's done, you can activate Corridor's effect, and you can just bring back any monster, really. And you can either do this at this step, or you can do it after Sleeper has banished 3, in case whatever it is you banish, you happen to want back. So in this case, I just did it a little early, but it doesn't really matter. Okay, I'm just going to use Jet Synchron for this example, and we're just going to special summon Nemesis Corridor, and after that, you can just tribute it out for Colossus. Alright. So now that Colossus is on the field, if you did this after Sleeper, then you're done, but if you haven't yet, you can just go ahead and banish 3 off of Sleeper's effect. Alright, you can just put him anywhere you'd like, although I preferably like this Monster Zone for him. Alright, and just like that, you're all set. And that's pretty much one of many builds you could do for Auroradon. Because Auroradon is so versatile, you can change it up. You can add it with some Tomahawk lines as well, which I've been experimenting with. But this is pretty much your basic Magician Souls combo for the Auroradon combos. Alright, so for this next combo showcase, I'm going to be going over the Magician Souls and Quik-Fix combo, and this one's going to be for the smoke variants of Spiral post-Halq. I'd like to credit Two-Tone for this build specifically. His build consists of using Isolde to special summon Attack Gainer, and then after that using Curious to summon Plague Spreader off of sending Plague Spreader to the graveyard. So you end up with 2 tuners, one of which will go into Charles and one of which will go into Savage. So if you are playing a Naturia Beast version of a similar build, it works very much the same way. Instead of using Master Plan to go into Savage off of that and Attack Gainer, you end up using Super Agent, and by doing so you go into Naturia Beast, and then you go into Savage off of Jet and Master Plan. So the thing is, these 2 builds are largely the same, so I'm going to just be covering them both at the same time off of this combo line. But yes, as far as pros go, you do get to still go into your synchro plays, and you're able to go into Charles if you have that particular build. You can get 1 hand drip off your opponent's hand, and then you get both hand and deck knowledge all in 1 turn before your opponent even starts playing. So it's very powerful. You get Borreload Savage as an Omni, and so that's also pretty good too. As far as cons go, however, this particular build does suffer from having to run attack gainer, and that's like a huge hard brick no matter what. And you don't want that to get pitched, you don't want that to get milled. So sometimes if either of those things happen, it's just, you just have to roll with it. You can't go into an Omni, or you can't go into a negate because of that particular mill. So that's something to consider. You also have to run Plague Spreader Zombie, so while that is a lesser brick because it doesn't mind being pitched off of Danger or milled off of Curious, in fact, we almost search it out most of the time in this build, it does, you know, sometimes end up in your opening hand, in a hand that's already not doing anything. So it's something to consider, even if it has more synergy with the deck than Attack Gainer would. So that being said, let's just go ahead and go into the combo line. As far as Magicians Souls and Quik-Fix combo, we do have it in the form of Small World and Terraforming. So I'm going to go ahead and activate Small World first. We're going to go ahead and use Tsuchinoko as our starter, and we're going to use Nessie as our bridge. Alright, this will take us right into Magician's Souls. Alright, and now we can go ahead and use Terraforming. We're going to use Terraforming to search Spiral Resort. Alright, and once we have it in our hand, we are ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and activate Spiral Resort first. We're going to search Quik-Fix. And once Quik-Fix is in our hand, we can just go ahead and special summon Magician's Souls. Souls is going to send Magician's Souls, gonna send Master Plan to the graveyard. And now you can just go ahead and normal summon Quik. Alright, Quik is going to search you a big red. Alright, and once that's said and done, you can just activate that big red and special summon Master Plan to the field. Alright, Master Plan is going to search you a Spiral Mission Rescue. Alright, and Magician's Souls is going to send that big red as well as that Spiral Mission Rescue to the graveyard, and it's going to draw you 2 cards. Alright, we ended up drawing into Super Agent and Mothman, not bad. Now we can just go to Double Helix, and we're going to use Quik-Fix and Master Plan. Okay, perfect. And so this is going to trigger Master Plan's effect in the graveyard. Just go ahead and do that. You're going to search whatever else you're missing. In this case, I'm just going to search Sleeper. We're going to hold on to this resort for a while. Alright, so let's just go ahead and activate Spiral Mission Rescue. We're going to special summon Master Plan. Alright, and now Master Plan is going to search us a Spiral Mission Assault. Alright, we're going to activate Quik-Fix in the graveyard, and we're going to send that Assault to the graveyard. That's going to allow us to special summon Quik. Alright, and now we're going to go ahead and search Drone. So once Drone is in our hand, you can go ahead and special summon it off of the effect of Assault. Okay, and now we're going to set the top 3 cards of our opponent's deck. We're going to go Monster, Monster, Spell. You can go into Dullahan at this point. And we're going to go ahead and put Dullahan over here in the far corner. Alright, and this is because we're going to be switching monster zones eventually, and we want to save this for Curious. Go ahead and activate Double Helix. He's going to call Monster. And we're going to go ahead and special summon another Master Plan to the field. Master Plan is going to activate. She's going to send a search us a Spiral Mission Rescue. And at this point, you can go ahead and start going into Selene. If you have a combined total of 3 or more spells in the field and graveyards, you can go ahead and get enough counters to special summon Master Plan again. So we're going to do just that. We're going to go ahead and use Double Helix, and we're going to use the Master Plan right here. Okay, perfect. We're going to go ahead and get 3 counters onto the field, or 4 in this case. And we're going to go ahead and special summon Master Plan again. Alright. So once Master Plan hits the field, just go ahead and search yourself another rescue. We're going to go ahead and go in our Codebreaker line now. And so we're going to use Magician's Souls, and we're going to use the second Master Plan. We're going to go into Swordsman. Swordsman is going to be put directly under Selene in order for it to be co-linked. He's going to special summon another card. He's going to special summon 0 Day. Okay, and after that, we can just go ahead and climb into Virus Berserker. Okay, and once Berserker's on the field, just go ahead and special summon both 0 Day and the Virus Swordsman. I like to put 0 Day out here. It's just a little more versatile because for link building. And then you can just special summon Swordsman here. Alright, so that's great. At this point, what you can do is you're going to go right into Isolde. You're going to go ahead and use Codebreaker Virus Swordsman, and you're going to use 0 Day. Okay, upon Link Summon, Isolde's going to ask you to search a card. Just go ahead and pick Tough. Do not pick Attack Gainer, because then you won't be able to special summon it. So just go ahead and do that. Alright, and now you can just go ahead and activate Isolde's second effect. You're going to send one card, and you're going to send the Smoke Grenade to the Thief. If you already had it in your hand or whatever, you can just use that second big red. We're going to send that. And now we're going to special summon Attack Gainer. Perfect. So now what you can do is you can just go ahead and detach quick if you want, or you can just leave him there. It really doesn't matter. Alright, and so what you're going to do now is you're going to go into Curious. And you're going to use Berserker, you're going to use Master Plan, you're going to use Dullahan. Okay, once that's said and done, just go ahead and activate Curious's effect. You're going to send Plague Spider Zombie to the graveyard, and on top of that, you're going to send an additional 3. Alright, nothing too crazy, right? So what you can do now is you are going to go into Appaloosa, and you're going to use all of these monsters. You're going to use Isolde, you're going to use Curious, and you're going to use Celine. Right, and now you can go ahead and special summon Super Agent. You're going to call Monster in this case. Just go ahead and put him over here. This turns on Quik-Fix in the graveyard. So now Quik-Fix is going to special summon himself. It's just fine. Just go ahead and put him over here. He's going to search you a Last Resort, which I neglected to search earlier. Actually, I'm sorry about that. Alright, and now we're going to go ahead and special summon Master Plan. Alright, Master Plan is going to hit the field. And having already searched everything, you can just go straight into Savage. Okay, perfect. And Attack Gainer is going to go off. It doesn't really matter. Just go ahead and activate Borreload Savage's effect. Alright, and you can just go ahead and attach Curious. Okay, so now what you're going to do next is you're going to go into Barricade Board Blocker. You're going to use Super Agent, and you're going to use Quik-Fix. Alright, you're going to go ahead and send this last Spiral Mission Rescue. And at this point, you can just go ahead and special summon Master Plan to the field again. Okay, perfect. And I neglected to mention that before all this milling stuff, you could have used that Spiral Resort again. I just like to held it off at the time because I didn't know exactly what I needed. But at this point, in case you were worried about milling that resort off of Curious, you could have just go ahead and changed Spiral Resorts at that moment in order to search your last resort. So that's cool. Alright, so now that we have Master Plan on the field, you can go ahead and special summon Plague Spider Zombie. And you can send anything that's basically in your hand back. In this case, I guess, I'll go ahead and send this Spiral Resort that I'm not using anymore. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and special summon Plague Spider. That being said, now you can go into Charles, and because you already searched Smoke Grenade off of Isolde, you don't need to go into Roll In like in some other combos. Alright, perfect. So now that he's hit the field, you can just go ahead and go into Sleeper. Have Sleeper send any 3 of his choice to the Banish. Alright, and now you can just equip Last Resort to him, and you're all set. So the thing about this build, as you can see, it's a pretty strong board. And if you're worried at all about Super Poly with Barricade Board Blocker and Borreload Savage, the good thing is that at least Infernal Knight Emperor Charles can go ahead and rip that out of your opponent's hand if they do have one. And if not, you're at least prepared for what's going to come up. So definitely, this is pretty much it as far as the Smoke Grenade combo. If you do choose to go into Naturia Beast, again, just use Attack Gainer and Super Agent instead of Master Plan, and then just go in Jet Synchron and Master Plan in order to go into Borreload Savage Dragon. Anyway, yep, that's pretty much it for the Smoke build. Alrighty, so for this next combo showcase, I'm going to be going over the Magicians Souls and Quik-Fix combo, and this one's going to be for the Dragon Ravine variants that recently were just made by Kevin OG, which is one of the Spiral helpers in the Master Duel Discord. So the cool thing about this build is you get to play Dragon Ravine, and you get to send Destrudo, and you get to make Wind Curious, which is all very exciting if you're kind of already used to this deck and just want to try something new. You also end on a pretty good board, which is pretty nice, especially post-Halq. It's very decent, especially. However, As far as cons go, you do have to run a lot of extra tech. You run Swallow, which in this case, as you see here, is in my opening hand, and you also have to run 2 Recital Starlings, so as far as gems are concerned, you may have to invest in that if you don't already play Lyra Lusk and need to start building from scratch. And the reason we play 2 Recitals in this is because you get to take advantage of actually playing both quick fixes and abusing them to their max potential, which is also really fun. And so that being said, with the cons, you do have to run that extra tech, right? And also, if you're kind of new to Spiral and you don't really get the hang of how to play the deck yet, it's very difficult to play intuitively because there's a lot of things that are kind of like out of the norm that you have to do. So definitely, I would say if you're a newer player, probably like try this variant a little later. Still, it's a pretty fun one to play if you're an experienced, seasoned Spiral player. And that being said, let's just go ahead and get into the combo line. So what we're going to do here is we do have souls, and we're going to use Resort to search quick. We're going to activate souls first, and we're going to special summon it to the field. And I do have a 1-for-1 here, which is nice, but I'm not going to use it because this combo line is just showing you Magicians Souls and Quik-Fix only. So that being said, let's just go ahead and special summon souls. We're going to use Spiral Resort now, and we're going to go ahead and search Quik-Fix. Alright, so having done that, we're going to normal summon Quick, and we are going to search Big Red. Alright, so let's just go ahead and do that. We're going to activate Big Red, and we're going to special summon Master Plan. Alright, and we're going to search a rescue mission. Alright, we're going to send both Big Red and the new Spiral mission off of the effect of Souls, and we're going to draw 2. Alright, and it just happened to be Last Resort and Nessie. That's pretty good. Let's just go ahead and go into Double Helix, and we're going to use Master Plan and Quik-Fix for that. Alright, and so once that's done, Master Plan is going to activate in the graveyard. Just go ahead and search the cards you need. In this case, go ahead and search Sleeper and search Super Agent off of both of these effects. So we're going to do that, and we're going to switch resorts, and we're going to search Agent. Alright, and as I mentioned before, if you're trying to play around Imperms and Veilers, just go ahead and do the switch later on once you're done looping Quik-Fix. Alright, so just go ahead and search Super Agent. Right, and now we're going to activate the graveyard effect of Spiral Mission Rescue. We're going to banish, and we're going to special summon Master Plan to the field. Alright, and have Master Plan search you a Spiral Mission Assault. This is so we can special drone shortly. So just go ahead and activate Quik-Fix now. We're going to send that Spiral Mission Assault. Alright, we're going to go ahead and put Quik-Fix here, and Quik-Fix is going to search you your drone. We're going to use drone in order to set the top 3 cards, so just go ahead and activate Spiral Mission Assault in the graveyard. Go ahead and special summon drone. Alright, and go ahead and set the top 3. In this case, let's just go Monster, Monster, Spell. Alright, and now you can go into Recital Starling. We're going to use this first Quik-Fix, and we're going to use Magician's Souls. We're going to go ahead and put it all the way over here. Alright, perfect. Just go ahead and activate Starling's effect. You're going to target itself, and then you're going to use its second effect. And normally you would search Slower Swallow in this case, but since I already have it in my hand, what we're going to do is just end up with a DD Crow. Okay, go ahead and activate Double Helix's effect. You're going to call Monster, and we're going to special summon the second Quik-Fix, and this is the one that's in your deck, right? You're going to special summon it to the field. Alright, and so in this case, Quik-Fix didn't have anything to search because I already drew off of Last Resort. So what we're going to do at this point is we're going to go to Selene. And so as long as you have a combined total of 3 spells in your field and graveyard, you can go into Selene and Selene can res Plan. If not, you can still go ahead and go in the combo, but what's going to happen is that later on you're going to be missing, I think, 1 end board monster because you just won't have the mats for everything. Usually it's one of your Omnis, so keep that in mind. So we're going to go ahead and go to Selene now. Let's just go ahead and use Double Helix and Master Plan, and we're going to go into Selene. Alright, when Selene hits the field, you're going to get a bunch of counters, which is just as expected. We have exactly 3, so we can go ahead and res Master Plan. And before you do that though, you do have 2 level 1s on the field. You can go ahead and activate Slower Swallow, but actually let's just go ahead and go to Selene now so we can get into an early Apo. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and special summon Master Plan. Master Plan is going to search you another Spiral Mission Rescue, and now we can just climb into Appaloosa with the following. So let's just go ahead and use Master Plan and Selene. We're going to go into Appaloosa. Okay, perfect. So let's just go ahead and special summon Slower Swallow. We're going to put it over here. And now what you can do is you can go into Romulus using Recital Starling and Slower Swallow. Okay, so once Romulus hits the field, you can get that search for Dragon Ravine, which is great. And now you can just go ahead and activate Dragon Ravine. So just go ahead and swap out that Spiral Resort. You're going to go into Ravine. Ravine is going to activate. We're going to use the second effect to send one dragon monster from the deck to the graveyard. So we're going to use Spiral Mission Rescue as cost, and we're going to send Destrudo off of that effect, which is great. Alright, so now what you're going to do is you're going to special summon your super agent, and in this case it was a monster if I recall correctly, so just go ahead and call that. You're going to special summon him to the field. You're going to activate the other fix that you have in your graveyard, and you're just going to send anything at this point because what's happening is that you just don't have enough space to bring Plan back. So we're going to do that. We're going to send Nessie. Alright, and in this case, because I sent Nessie, Nessie's going to activate. It's going to let me search another card. So I'm just going to search Jackalope. Alright, we're going to go into the second Recital Starling, and we're going to use both quick fixes that we have on the field, and we're just going to go into Starling. Okay, perfect. So you're going to detach again. You're going to do exactly what you did with the first recital. And actually, that was a bit of a misplay of mine. You should definitely buff Appaloosa instead of itself on the second recital. Okay. So go ahead and do that. You're going to send either one of the quick fixes. It doesn't really matter. You're going to search your second DD Crow. All right, and at this point, you're pretty much ready to go into Curious. So Curious is going to be used off of Starling, Drone, and Romulus. All right, go ahead and just put it here, and we're going to send, where is it? Yeah, we're going to send Jet, and we're going to send an additional 3 off of Curious's effect. We ended up sending just a bunch of random stuff. Keep in mind that if you do end up sending Dragon Buster off of the effect of Curious by accident, you can always bring it back with Firewall, so that's always good. All right, so what we're going to do now is we are going to go ahead and activate Destrudo. Destrudo is going to target Super Agent. Just go ahead and put Destrudo anywhere. Alright, and now you can special summon Master Plan. Alright, Master Plan is going to Synchro Summon Baron de Fleur with Destrudo, but of course go ahead and search out that last Spiral Mission. Okay, and we're going to go into Baron de Fleur. Alright, perfect. Now what you're going to do is you're going to activate Quick Fix. It doesn't matter which one. You can go ahead and send that rescue. In this case, I have a Jackalope that I could send as well, so keep that in mind. You end up plussing harder if you send Jackalope, so I guess I could do that in this case. Alright, and I'm just not going to use its effect this time because I just don't want to deviate too much from the combo for you guys, so just go ahead and leave it at that. We're going to go into Firewall using the first Quick Fix and Curious. Alright, and make sure to put it in the middle right under Appaloosa. Alright, go ahead and use the second Quick Fix in the graveyard. And you can send any card of your choice. In this case, because I didn't use the 1-for-1, it's just a demo, I'm going to go ahead and send that. Alright, go ahead and special summon that second Quick. And that second Quick and Super Agent are going to go into Union Carrier. Alright, so once those two are on the field, you have Firewall with 2 co-links, and then you have Baron de Fleur, right? Go ahead and send the last rescue off of the effect of Jet. Alright, and we're going to go ahead and special summon it here, and now you can activate that last Spiral Mission Rescue, and you're going to go into Master Plan. Alright, once Master Plan hits the field, you have enough materials to go into Borderlands Savage. So we're going to do that. We're going to use Jet and Master Plan. Alright, and there it is. You got a free Savage, and you're going to go ahead and attach Curious as a material, or as a counter, sorry. And now you can go ahead and special summon Sleeper, and you can just banish any 3 of your choice. I'm going to do these 3. Alright, and once that's said and done, you're pretty much set. All you got to do now is use Union Carrier. You're going to activate your Buster Lock. You're going to target Borderlands Savage Dragon, and you're going to put the Dragon Buster Sword there, and then you can just set whatever else you need. So already, on our end board, we got all these monsters. We have 2 DD Crows in the hand, and we have a Buster Lock on the field. So I would say that's pretty solid. But yes, that's pretty much it as far as one of the many Dragon Ravine combos you can play with Spyral. Alright, so that wraps up the video. Again, thank you so much for watching, and if you're at all interested in what builds are used in this particular video, the links are all in the description. Like I mentioned previously, I just don't want to put them here because what happens is that they just become outdated next week, next month, in a few hours, so it's better to have them in a place where I can update them regularly for you guys. And that being said, if you have any questions, please let me know. Right now I'm also working on a few builds of my own, however, because I'm extremely busy right now with real life stuff, I just haven't been able to work on it. As you can see, I haven't even like budged from Plat 5 because I haven't even played this month, so that's something that I'm kind of running into right now. But yes, again, if you have any questions or comments or concerns, please just drop a line and I'll be sure to answer as soon as I can. Thank you so much, and thank you for watching.